Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the October 24th graduation at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. My name is Melissa Carney, and I'm the Community Outreach and Graduate Support Manager here at Guiding Eyes. At my feet is my handsome yellow Labrador Retriever, Aaron. I'm a graduate of Guiding Eyes for the Blind. We've been a team for 9.5 years. He is 11 years old. So about 9 years older than most of these guys over here. They have a lot to learn. It's a pleasure to be with you all today. Thank you so much for coming to support our graduates, our raisers, all the trainers who have made this graduation possible, as well as everyone working behind the scenes to support all of our fabulous teams here today. I want to start by talking a bit about our graduates. The most powerful command that any graduate can give is forward. It's the first command we ever issue to our dogs. It's what cues our dog to move, to walk, to step out, what creates pull in the harness for the first time. It's the first beautiful feeling that we experience working with our guide dogs, just from one simple word. Suddenly, we're not just walking, but we're flying. Suddenly, we're not finding every single obstacle, but moving seamlessly around them as if they don't even exist at all. Now we have a dog who's going to keep us safe from tripping over cracks, going to help us find the street curbs. Most importantly, beyond all of those tasks, these guide dogs provide us with greater confidence, independence, freedom, and above all else, teamwork. What does it mean to be truly part of a guide dog team? Other than the words I just described, it's a journey. For our first-time handlers, when they pick up that harness for the first time and say forward, there's a mix of caution, surprise, excitement, a little nervousness, and then the smile comes out. And they're experiencing what it feels like to follow behind their teammate for the first time. There's a learning curve involved, as you can imagine. We as human beings are not perfect. We make mistakes. Our dogs are testing the waters, if we may, figuring out what their boundaries are, figuring out how we best communicate as teams. They're figuring out for the first time what it really means to walk with someone for the purpose they were trained for and guide someone who's blind or visually impaired. It's a beautiful journey for both dog and handler to learn to bond, to trust one another, to take that first step forward, and eventually miles upon miles walking together, taking every mode of transportation, traveling across the country, taking every accomplishment in the handler's life by their side. It truly is a beautiful partnership to behold. That is what our first-time handlers are just starting to experience today, is what that partnership might look like. They're seeing how it transforms, and when they go home, they're going to see just how that guide dog fits into their life and how they can continue growing that teamwork. For our returning handlers, all the dogs who have come before, we celebrate today because they're the ones who have taught us as handlers how to be better, how to strive for more, how to love, how to know how to open our hearts. Because when we, as guide dog handlers, have to set down the harness of a teammate and pick up another handle, there's a transition, there's grief. There's also triumph, but also grief. But we open our hearts every single time because it's worth it. The beauty, the uniqueness of that partnership is why time and time again, we continue to pick up that handle and say forward to yet another dog, another chapter, another bond that we are forming and creating our own. So I want to commend our first-time handlers for making that transition from white cane to guide dog and taking that first step. And I want to commend our returning graduates for having the courage to say forward again and having the courage to form another beautiful bond with another amazing dog. It takes a lot of emotion to get to this point, a lot of hard work. Over the past 2 weeks, you've gotten a chance to taste that sense of accomplishment. And now moving forward, the world is yours. You're going to conquer as teams. I wish you all the best. I know you'll achieve so much success. There will be trials, there will be challenges, but it's all part of what makes you empowered as guide dog teams. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Monica to recognize our puppy raisers who play a huge role in this development and are the first people who touch that leash and start the human-animal bonding process.
Thank you, Melissa. My name is Monica Conrad. I'm a regional puppy specialist here at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. And as she said, I'm here mainly to speak on behalf of Puppy Program and on behalf of our puppy raisers today. I want to say thank you guys so much for all of the love, the dedication, the heart and time you put into these dogs. Congratulations, the puppy you raised has become a guide dog. You guys, we have a large community of puppy raisers all the way from young students all the way up to retirees. It definitely takes a village to raise a guide dog, whether that is a student in college or maybe it's even a student in high school. We have people that come from all different walks of life, and not only from different walks of life in terms of age, but also how they came to be with these puppies. We have starters who took them in when they were little babies who had very tiny bladders, and you took them outside every 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes maybe even 10 if they were guzzling that water because they were playing. And you taught them how to have the bladder control. You taught them their sit and their down and their basic skills. You grew that connection. And we also have the finishers in this group who took on that puppy when they were maybe a little bit older and had to make that bond and that connection and help them through that transition period, one of the first times that they maybe had to transition to a new household. And then we had those who started them from itty bitty babies and raised them all the way up until they were ready for IFT, as well as co-raising situations. So sometimes we have these amazing people who know they can't do it on their own, but they're willing to partner with somebody who together as a team can make this dog be successful by giving them both a little bit of love every couple of weeks or swapping them back and forth. So we always want to say thank you so much to our raisers. You guys did so much effort by getting them out, teaching them basic obedience, their socialization, making sure they went everywhere, whether that's a basic trip down the block, whether it's a basic trip to the post office, all the way up to making sure they could conquer a mall, they could conquer campus, they could go to the state fair, lots of different things in between. You made sure that your puppies were not only calm, no matter where they went, they could settle, they could take a breath. You made sure that they were always connected to you, that they were happy to check in with you, be right there and say like, hey, that's distracting, but I got you, Mom, we're connected. And then you grew their confidence, whether that is their first steps onto a strange underfooting that they've never seen before, whether that's able to conquer the stairs, or just a really busy environment. You guys put in so much time and effort, something that we never take for granted, because without you guys starting these puppies and raising them up, preparing them for training, we could never make so many amazing guide dog teams, including the ones that are up here today. So with that, I want to say congratulations and thank you so much. Guiding Eyes says thank you. Without puppy raisers, there would be no guide dogs. So with that, I will list off our raisers. And for those of you who are here today, when I call off your name, please feel free to come up. Stephanie has your racing certificate. So first up, raiser of Yodel, Betsy Vincent. Raiser of Varsity, Madison, Luis Hughes. Raiser of Meadow, Sarah Ziegler. Raiser of Fiana, Carla homework. Joe, this is your cue. Raiser of Bo, Elizabeth Williams, and family. I'll also direct your attention, like I said, it takes a village to raise these guide dogs. On the screen, we have a photo of Elizabeth Williams' class at Canisteo Greenwood Elementary School. And so these are the kids that helped raise Bo every single day as he went to school, accompanying his Raiser 2 class. So thank you so much to all the kids who played a part in Bo's life, getting him prepared for guide dog school. Thanks, Joe. We also have raisers who are unfortunately not able to be here today, as well as raisers of some of our home trainings that we had. So students who are not here today because they had home trainings. So I will list off those raisers, starting off with raiser of Fiona, Jenna Rosemary Gagliato. Meadow was started by Lynn Stoss.
Hi, Lynn.
Tegan was raised by the Trella family. Varsity was also raised by the Fasiri family. And then raisers of our home training teams. Legend was raised by Ann and Ed O'Donnell, as well as Jean Dragala. And Yodel was raised by Jordan Rubin and Brielle Yannick. Again, thank you guys all so much. Raisers, you have done an amazing job. We can't thank you enough. And now I'm going to pass it over to Shannon.
Hi everyone, I'm Shannon Deere. I am one of the instructors for this class and I have the pleasure of working with this group. As you can tell, there's no lack of personality here. And I'm not talking about the dogs. We have had a lot of fun this class. Thankfully, I had the pleasure of working with Olivia Miller, Louise Thompson, and Stephanie Corrett to help me rein in this group from time to time. We needed it. And I'm going to introduce the graduates. Before I do that, I want to do a quick congratulations to Olivia. She has completed her first class.
Congratulations!
You did an amazing job. Thank you back soon. Yes. We'll get you right back. So from here, I'm going to now introduce our grads. So to my left, I am going to start with Mark. Mark joined us from Newtown, Pennsylvania to receive his second guide dog, and he couldn't have been matched with a better partner than Meadow, a cheerful female yellow lab. The bond was instant the moment Meadow put her paws on Mark's shoulders and greeted him with a kiss and an eyelabone. It was clear this duo was meant to be. Together, Mark and Meadow have taken on every challenge with enthusiasm and teamwork. Mark is a competitive go-getter. He is looking forward to their many adventures ahead and introducing Meadow to his wife, son, and retired guide Arlo. Something tells me Meadow will stop from time to time and remind Mark to smell the roses. That's Mark. Next to Mark, we have Adam. Adam joined us from Sudbury, Ontario to receive his very first guide dog. And we'd say the wait was well worth it. After quite a journey to get here, Adam was matched with Bo, a handsome male yellow lab with an easygoing personality that is a perfect fit for him. Both Adam and Bo are calm, cool, and collected, but don't be fooled. Adam's quick wit kept everyone laughing throughout class. Sure did. This hardworking pair have built a wonderful partnership and impressed us all with their steady teamwork. Adam is eager to head home and introduce Bo to his wife and sons, and we can't wait to hear about all of their adventures, and I'm sure a little bit of mischief that they'll get in together.
Next, I would like to introduce Jake. Jake has come to Guiding Eyes to receive his fourth guide dog, his first from Guiding Eyes, a female black Labrador named Fiona. From the start, I knew this team was going to be a lot of fun. Just like Fiona, Jake likes to move quick, both physically and intellectually. Multiple times a day, I often found myself deep in conversation with Jake. normally answering some sort of, quote, trivial question that had popped into his head. Sometimes it was about Guy Burke, other times it was about Fiona as a dog, and occasionally about things totally unrelated to class. Jake, I loved answering every single one of your questions over the last 2 weeks, and I look forward to answering any and all of your questions down the line. You have such a passion for educating others about the guide dog community, and I am so thankful to have gotten to know you over the past 2 weeks. Jake lives with his significant other, Melissa, her guide dog, Aaron. Sound familiar to anyone? He is retired guide dog, Forley, and they are both in White Plains, New York. In his free time, he enjoys traveling, stand-up paddleboarding, cooking, playing musical instruments like the drums and ukulele. I'm so excited to see what amazing things Jake and Fiona accomplish together as a team. Next, I would like to introduce Rory. Rory has come to Guiding Eyes to receive his second guide dog, a male black Labrador named Tegan. What a delight it has been getting to know Rory this class. Very early on, I realized that this team has quite a lot of personality. Tegan, being the goofy guy he is, perfectly complements the also very silly guy that Rory is. The two make a great pair, and I'm not sure there was ever a route or van ride this class where they weren't making us all laugh. For example, when I asked Rory to write me a short bio to read at graduation, he sent me a very ridiculously silly blurb that I simply would not have been able to read aloud with a straight face. But I can share one sentence that he wrote. Rory said that Tegan has brought so much spunk back into his life. Tegan has taught him how to be more patient and calculated under pressure, but also that it's okay to go hog wild for a squeaker toy too. Rory is excited to bring Tegan with him on his journey as a teacher. Rory, it has been so lovely watching you and Tegan flourish as a team this class. I can't wait to hear about all of your future adventures. Rory lives in Florida with his family and enjoys running and singing in his free time. Possibly together, possibly at different times. I'm certain Tegan will make the best sidekick as you navigate your new career path. I wish you the best of luck, Rory and Tegan.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Louise, and I was lucky enough to get to work with Tammy this class. Tammy Lumix joins us from Brandon, Manitoba, and is receiving her very first guide dog, Varsity, an affectionate, calm, and utterly charming black lab. From the moment these two met, it was clearly love at first sight. Varsity simply could not stop licking Tammy's face. Tammy keeps herself very busy. She's been a proud participant in the Special Olympics for over 31 years, competing in bocce, golf, and bowling. Bowling even made for a fun day during training, and I can officially say I have now gotten bowling tips from an Olympic athlete and then promptly lost. Outside of sports, Tammy gives back to her community as a volunteer at the Brandon Food Pantry, and she shows her true Canadian spirit as a loyal season ticket holder for the Brandon Wheat Kings hockey team. Tammy is excited to hit the streets of Brandon with Varsity by her side, to travel together, and of course, to have Varsity double as the world's best toe warmer at the end of her bed. Congrats, Tammy. We also had 2 home trainings for this class, and I'm going to get to talk about one of them that graduated through specialized training. Sarah Rubish trained with her first guide dog Legend at her home in Ocean City, Maryland. 4 years ago, Sarah moved to Ocean City to enjoy more time with her son, daughter-in-law, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Sarah loves the outdoors, staying fit and active. With Legend by her side, Sarah looks forward to walking her twice daily nature walks on the bay and on the beach with greater independence, confidence, and freedom. Sarah appreciates Legend's patient, calm, affectionate, and playful nature. This team was trained at home by Andrea Martini at Specialized Training GDMI.
And I'm going to introduce Jason Brown and his guide dog Yodel. Jason is returning to Guiding Eyes for his third dog, and he was matched with Yodel, a male black lab. The two hit it off right from the start. Jason keeps a busy schedule of blind fencing, bowling, going to the gym, and he's currently working on his business enterprise program to own a vending machine company. With Yodel at his side, this pair will be taking on the world. Jason was home trained by regional guide dog mobility instructor, Rivi Israel.
I would now like to take a moment and recognize the instructors that trained all of these wonderful dogs. So the following dogs were trained by Lori Bussey, Olivia Miller, Mary Beth Totero, Sky Fauché, Jenna Ravelli, Alyssa David, Andrea Martini, and Louise Thompson. I'm now going to pass it over to Tammy, and we're going to let our graduates speak. All right, Tammy, you're up.
Hi, my name is Tammy Lumix. I'm from Brandon, Manitoba, Canada. I would say that guiding eyes really has actually changed me to having a guide dog, Varsity. He's a very great companion. And I would also like to thank the trainers for their outstanding performance, even though they made me laugh so darn hard. It's been quite an experience, especially with the rest of the classmates were very patient with me if I couldn't hear them properly or whatnot. I also would like to thank the donors, the puppy raisers, and the rest of the staff for the Guiding Eyes for the Blind for this amazing opportunity. It took me, I waited 3 years for this opportunity, and I couldn't have asked for a longer wait. Thank you.
All right, your turn, Jake.
All right, see if I can match that, Tammy. Nice job. Some tough words to follow here, but I'll do my best. Hello, everybody. My name is Jake Cook. I'm here with my guide, Fiona. It's an absolute pleasure to be here at Guiding Eyes for the Blind today. It was an uncertain time during my life when I relocated across the country to close the distance with my significant other, Melissa, 14 months ago. And at that time, I knew that my guide dog, Forley, would be by my side, but unfortunately, she couldn't be there forever. And I knew that I would need to think about a successor guide, as the guide dog experience is one of my greatest enjoyments in life. Having a guide dog gives you the freedom of choice, the freedom of movement, and the freedom of independence. Guiding Eyes was there during an uncertain time, shedding light and guidance as I made the transition from Forley to Fiona. I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody who's, excuse me, a little obedience here, who's been a part of Guiding Eyes for the Blind. Dozens of hands have touched these dogs, hundreds of hours of work, passion, love, and professionalism have turned dogs from little wriggling balls of fluff into the well-trained guide dogs you see here today. From the staff at the Canine Development Center who whelp these dogs, to the passionate puppy raisers who take them into their homes day and night, teaching them what the world looks like, smells like, feels like, sounds like, perhaps tastes like, and is like. To the dedicated trainers and instructors who take these dogs and mold them into highly trained guide dogs, teaching them precise work to help us as people who are blind travel the world safely and independently. To the administrative staff, dining staff, residential staff, support staff, maintenance, client experience team, admissions, and many, many more. Each one of you has a role to play. And by playing that role, you allow us as people who are blind to have the freedom and independence that a guide dog provides. And I thank you for all of your service and dedication to this wonderful mission. As a lifelong mariner and lover of the ocean, no speech of mine would be complete without a little maritime reference. And so I will say this, as we used to say in our family. Today, we celebrate. Tomorrow, we sail forward. Thank you.
And now we would like to hand out the graduation certificates to our graduating class. First up, we have Mark and Guide Dog Meadow. Adam and Bo. Jake and Fiona.
Thank you.
Lori and Tegan. And Tammy and Varsity. Melissa, closing remarks.
Congratulations to all of our fabulous guide dog teams you see in front of you today. I have no doubt that you'll have many exciting adventures when you return home. For some of you, your adventures start tonight. For other of you, they start tomorrow. I may not be a graduate, but I'm also welcoming one of these dogs into our home. So it's a transition. I recognize that. I look forward to hearing all of the stories that you all share with us at Guiding Eyes. Please don't be strangers. If there's anything that we can do to support you in your journey, you're now part of the Guiding Eyes community, where we always have your back and we will always look out for each other. I know the classmates here have developed very close relationships. I know they'll be supporting each other. They've also formed a community. So thank you to everyone who has been a part of that, continues to be a part of that, and has played a valuable puzzle piece in everything that makes this journey possible for these teams you see in front of you today. Thank you and have a wonderful Friday evening and a wonderful weekend.